Hi guys, welcome to this new video on Node Express MongoDB. In this video, I will talk about how we can update user profile. So user needs to be login first, authenticated, and user can go into the profile page or an account page in order to update its info. So if we check our Postman, this is all the info. So we don't want to change the password fields in here because we have a separate API to change the password, and we don't want the role to be changed. We want the name or email can be changed if we create a new API. So currently we have this auth controller and the users controller. So our auth controller part is done for now, and the update profile will be done in the users controller logically. So I'll be creating a new function over here and I'll be naming it exports dot, and I can give it update me. Okay, and I can give the async function to it, and then I'll be giving it a next function as well. So I'm exporting this function and I can actually go ahead in the routes, and in the routes I can add its new route over here. So first of all, this is the users controller, so I can add over here update me, and I can add the users router dot patch, and it will be update profile, and after that it will be update me. But before that we also need to pass this protect data actually a middleware which verifies if the user is logged in or not. Okay, so once the user is logged in, it will pass this middleware using the next function to this update me function. Okay, so I'll just be saving it. So remember that we have this update profile API that we have created, so it will not be a big function over here. What we need to do is we just need to get the data from the body of the request. Okay, so in here I'll just be receiving the data. So first of all, I need to actually, let's say that a client application might pass further information like the password role. We don't want that information to conflict in this page, in this particular API. So let me first show you what I'm trying to explain. So updated user is the name, and I can write await user dot find by ID and update. Okay, and in here if I simply pass, first I need to give it an ID, so user dot underscore ID, and then I need to give it the new information with which it needs to update the data. So I can simply pass the request dot body, and after that I can pass few parameters, let's say new true and run validator true. Okay, so if you remember, let me add this, let's save it. And this request.body actually is a problem here because the client application might pass other informations like the password, reset password, token, role. So we don't want that information to come in the body. So if client pass any extra information, we still needs to extract the name and email from request.body. So we need to create a new object with the only name and email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the const name and email from request.body. I need to remove the password. And now let's create another object, new user equals to name and email. Okay, so now here rather than passing the request.body, I'll be passing the new user which I have created. Okay, and after this I'll just be returning this updated user to the client, whoever is accessing this API. So I'll just be writing the response.status 200, and I'll be passing it an object status equals to success, and then I'll be passing results and then the updated user. Okay, so that's it. Now we need to test this API. I hope that it will work fine, and let's go ahead in the Postman, and I need to create another route for update profile. So I'll just be duplicating it, and let's change it name update profile, and this has to be update profile. Okay, and it will be a patch request because we are actually updating particular data in the user, and we also need to pass it this user which is already logged in. I hope that it is not expired because we are giving the 30 days expiration date to it, so it will be already added over here because we have duplicated from the change password. So now let's go ahead in the update password, and from the body we only need to pass the name, and the current name that we actually passed from here was the admin. Let's pass and update it like Umer, and let's update the email as well for this user. So current email is admin@mail.com, so I'll be writing admin1@mail.com. Okay, so these are the two information that I'm passing from this API, and this DB connection is successful. Let's go ahead and try this out. Let's send, and socket hang up. Let's see what actually got wrong. So if we go up, so user is not found, so we need to actually import this user, this one, in this controller. So I'll be writing user here. So let me verify what else do we need over here. I don't think anything else we need. This is only the user class and the model which is being used. So the server is running on port 4000, and it will actually connect with the database. So I've in the last video I actually created this user. I logged in with this user. I changed the password with this of this user which is logged in, and then I'm trying to update the profile, and it is successful. Let's send, and yes, it is successful, and this is the name and this is the email ID which is updated now. And let's go ahead and try to log in with our old credentials, which is the admin, and the password because I've changed the email ID. Let's see if the old email ID actually exists in the database or not. So let's try to log in, send, and user with this email ID does not exist. Let's change the email ID and save. Let's send, and you can see that the email ID is updated in the database, and we have the new information added in the database. Let's copy and let's save to get the notes, and inside it I'm going to save this new token which I've used to log in, and let's verify if the new login token works for getting that notes array from the database or not. So our functionality of updating password for name and email is added, and our API is working fine, and we are almost done, in fact completely done with the authentication for the user in every aspect of the application. For non-authenticated users, like the forgetting and reset password, login and sign up, and also changing the password and updating profile after user is logged in. Okay, next thing in authentication part we need to do is add some kind of security, because this authentication is very important to understand and implement in a proper way with full validations. We might want to change some objects that is being returned from the client side, like some kind of status and some kind of results and objects, but our validation is in place in our APIs currently, and nothing is perfect. We can still modify our code and try to make it almost perfect. So in the next video I will talk about some security stuff, adding some authentication keys to our backend and these kinds of stuff. So I hope that you are liking my videos, and this crash course is getting awesome with the time. And don't forget to subscribe my channel, hit the like button, and bell icon should be on your system so you get the notification for upcoming videos. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.